My next guest is back in the win column, coming off a victory over Jamie Pickett, UFC Fight Night back on March 2nd. It is your boy, Eryk Anders, back here on the program. Eryk, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing awesome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, of course. We've been doing these for a while, haven't we? Since your
Right.
early days, and it's going to continue to be a tradition. It's always good to talk to you, especially after a big win like this. First thing, though, going into the fight, I don't know if I'm sure you might have been asked this, but did you know you were like a big betting favorite going into this fight? I don't know if that's something you were aware of.
Nah. Well, yeah, towards the end, like fight week, obviously, because everybody's like posting stuff, and everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got their Discord. Everybody's got their stuff that they feel it's necessary to tag me in. So, I can't help but notice. But at the end, I think at the end I was like a plus 500 or no,
Yeah,
minus
B
500.
minus. Yeah. So,
Yeah, minus 500. So, um, I mean, I felt like that, going into the fight as well. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Um, the Vegas would have it that way as well.
by the way, have to mention this. You're wearing a green Power Rangers shirt. That's awesome.
Yeah. I like the shirt. I think it was funny. The guy plays the flute to bring the dinosaur
That's
out
right.
of the
Yeah.
water, but he's got like a sheet of music that he's practicing like it's an actual flute. So I thought it was funny.
I think listen, I watched that show as a kid, not ashamed to admit it. It was interesting. I found out later though, did you know that we will get to fighting, trust me, but I found out later that like that show was actually filmed in Japan, and they filmed all the like regular scenes in the US and they spliced them together. That's why it looks so different when they're getting into the fights. So like like they were in a high school and stuff, and they would like have like regular dialogue.
Yeah.
The fight scenes were actually from a different show that they just tied into that show. It was really weird. Did you know that?
I did not. No. I thought I didn't. Obviously, I didn't think it was actually them in the costumes fighting and
For
stuff.
sure. Yeah, I know.
But I didn't know that. But now that you say it, like when the dinosaurs are coming out, when the Zords or whatever are coming out of the water, it does look different and whatnot. So
Yeah, and the bad guy
funny
had like
that
a
you
dub.
say
You
that.
can tell that girl. I forget her name. The evil one.
Rita.
She had like a bit of like a dub voice, right? You could tell.
Oh
So
man.
that,
Well, I was like a kid, so I probably wasn't even paying attention.
exactly. Me too. I only found this out years later, but anyways, that's all good. How did you feel in there? Obviously, you had a bit of a layoff coming into the fight. Again, you got the win, but just overall thoughts on your performance and coming in off a bit of a layoff.
Man, I thought I did all right. A little more wrestling than I thought that I was gonna do, but I'm coming off like a foot injury, so maybe my I don't know. I just didn't feel like as balanced. You know what I mean? Like my weight was all over the place. I was lunging and reaching, so I just and I kind of paid for it there in the first round. So um, so everybody has to do. You got to adapt and make it happen. So that's when I just started wrestling and. Start finishing takedowns. One of those judges gave me a 10-8 round, one of those rounds, which I don't really necessarily agree with, but I think that just goes to like show like how dominant I was on the ground.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Anything about Jamie surprise you in the fight, or pretty much what you expected?
Nah, I was hoping he would fight left-handed more because going back and watching the fight when he was fighting right-handed, that's when he had his success. That's when I was missing punches. I'm also like he was kind of like running. I don't know if it's running, but like he was getting out of the way too far. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain it. Like he wasn't just like slipping and doing stuff like that. Like he was like almost turning and running. So, but I kind of expected that watching his other fights. But you know, um, I'm just glad to go out there and get a win. So, did what I had to do.
Were you confident going to the scorecards? You never know with the judging these days, right?
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, he had a little bit of success in the first round, but still, even then, I was able to take him down there at the end and do some damage. So it just kind of snowballed, after like the first half of the first round. So the second half or the second round, and the third round, yeah, I think I very convincingly won.
How did you celebrate after the win? What'd you get up to?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, baby.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you had a good night, I'm assuming. So that's
Yeah.
maybe not alcohol wise, but everything else I'm sure went good. When do you want to get back in there? I know you just had this fight. You probably want to take a breather, hang out with the kids and all that. Ideally, if you could pick your next fight, like the date, when would you want to get back in there?
I'm not sure. Either like end of May, early June, so that we can So I'll have the whole summer with them to do whatever. So but it's whatever, whenever they call.
Okay, that's good. Any opponents in mind, or you just leave that up to your coaches and management?
I just leave it up to them. I think that Dustin
Stoltzfus, yeah.
Stoltzfus, I think that'd be a good fun fight. Um, Both of us like to mix it up. He likes to throw. I like to throw. He wrestles a pretty good bit. I think that I've shown that my wrestling has improved a lot. And then my wrestling defense is superb, so, whatever, but I think that would be a fun fight for the fans and things and, people watching.
I completely agree. Okay, let's get to some fun questions here, and then we'll get a couple more, and then we'll wrap things up. Eryk Anders, your favorite athlete outside of combat sports?
Probably all time is Barry Sanders.
Great question. Great answer, I should say. What's your favorite movie?
Braveheart.
Favorite TV show?
Ooh, I don't really watch TV. I really liked Breaking Bad.
You had me in Breaking Bad. We'll use that. Favorite cheat meal?
Burgers and pizza.
Favorite comedian?
Eddie Murphy.
Favorite travel destination?
Actually, hold on, time. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle.
Okay. Favorite travel destination?
Rio is my favorite place that I've ever been to so far, but I'll do some travel in the summer, so we'll see if anybody can match Rio's energy.
Favorite animal?
Probably an orca.
Oh, that's interesting. We have a lot of them out here in Vancouver where I live. As you know, you were here last year. What's your hidden talent that we don't know about?
I don't have no talents. I don't know, dude, to be honest.
I was gonna say, you got plenty of talents. You're a former, football player, fighter. You good like singing, or you good at like anything else?
No, not really. Like, being an athlete is pretty much all I'm good at.
Okay.
But I am learning the guitar, and I do have a garden that produces a lot. So I don't know if those are necessarily talents as much as they are hobbies, but those are some of my favorite things to do.
That's cool. How long have you been playing guitar?
Since my last fight, so like 6-7 months.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I broke my foot and I was just sitting there in a cast with nothing to do. So,
what's your biggest pet peeve? What's something that really annoys you?
Bumper stickers and people being late.
Excellent choices. Like that a lot. What did you think of the Super Bowl? I think the last time we talked, the Super Bowl was coming up. Now that you had a chance to watch it, what were your thoughts on it?
I think that's one of the best Super Bowls that they've had in a while. But you're going into like the fourth quarter with the 49ers being up or whatever. I knew that the Chiefs were going to pull it out, dude. Patrick Mahomes, you can't give him no time, and they gave him too much time, and he's able to do what he does. And now those guys, the 49ers, are talking about they didn't know the rules, man. If that's the truth, then you should keep that to yourself and not tell nobody else, because you sound dumb when you say you don't know the rules of the Super Bowl. That's crazy. It's the biggest game of the year. And then you hear the Chiefs, they talk about having like a rules meeting and situation stuff, practices for the situation, the entire playoffs. So it's no wonder why the Chiefs won.
What do you got planned for the rest of this week? Obviously, you're coming off the win. I know a lot of times, like during camp, you maybe neglect things just because you're so busy. I mean, I guess you're at home for camp now, so probably getting some stuff done. But what do you got going on this week? I see you're at the gym right now.
Yeah, I just finished lifting. I'll come back and train tonight. I got some rental properties that I got to get. Some walls painted and the floors cleaned.
Nice.
And things.
How long
like
you been
that.
doing that? The housing thing. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I've been doing it for a little bit now.
Cool. How many places do you own?
4.
Oh, cool. Look at you, Mr. Monopoly.
We used to have a bunch more, but we sold. We started with some foreclosed homes and then sold all those and bought like new houses. So, yeah, it's a lot easier to manage 4 houses rather than all the other houses. So, yep.
That's great. Well. It must be easier being a landlord and a fighter, because if they don't pay, you're pretty intimidating.
Oh, trust me. These people know the rules and what they can and can't do and how long they can and can't do it. So, yeah, it's not like I can just go in there and beat people up and kick them out and
No,
stuff
but I
like
mean, you can be intimidating. You can be like, just show them on your phone, like your last knockout or something, like that. So show them the Natal fight.
that. Maybe I should.
Yeah, there you go. It'd be a little bit easier. And what else are you getting up to? So, like we mentioned, like obviously the rental properties. You doing anything like to enjoy like the week? You going out for like a nice dinner or anything? Or you got anything planned at the gym?
Nah, like I ate and drank a bunch. I just got back yesterday, so I partied a
Oh,
little bit in
okay,
Vegas.
gotcha.
Was eating and drinking really good, and now I kind of hate myself. Uh,
So what do you
I
like?
just,
You like 205 now? 210?
man, I'm like, pushing 220.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Well, that's good. I'm
You know,
glad you had a good
I'm,
time. So
I'm like disgusted with myself, so that's why I'm in the gym today, and I'll come back again tonight to, just kind of maintain a little bit.
there you go. And making time for interviews, Eryk. Always appreciate it, man. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
And just everybody who was a part of this camp, and got a lot of good energy and vibes from the gym here at home. Even now, like when I'm back, everybody's giving me the attaboys and patting me on the back. So, you know, um, it's always nicer to come home and I have other people that appreciate the hard work, especially because I did it here. Everybody saw how hard I was working and the hours and stuff that I was putting in. So, that's awesome.